Thank you. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Racha Kodash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. I'd like to say Shalom to the elect that teaches His word in all true faith and sincerity. And today, I just want to get into a lesson on how pretty much it's a continuation of the live stream me and the head brother Aaron did last night concerning the countdown, to the downfall of Esau. And pretty much one of the things we pointed out was that doomsday clock and how pretty much they come out with a certain time to midnight, so many seconds, so many minutes to midnight concerning a catastrophic event. And today was the day that they came out with a new time, which it stayed at 100 seconds. So I got this article from USA Today, and it reads, Doomsday clock at 100 seconds to midnight. World stuck in an extremely dangerous moment. See, and we are in an evil time. It tells you that in the book of Ecclesiastes, the 9th chapter. The sons of man are snared in an evil time when it follows suddenly upon them. And we in the season where these things are ripe. The plagues that was spoken of, the different prophecies, everything is lined up, everything is in play. And the only thing now is doing is intensifying. As you can see, just the point that this man got a clock concerning the countdown to destruction, that in itself to let you know that this is the time where Yahweh Shema Shai is set to bring forth his judgment, man. So it says it's still only 100 seconds to midnight. See? Ongoing nuclear risk, the threat of climate change, disruptive technologies, and the seemingly endless crown pandemic have brought us as close to doomsday as we ever been, according to the annual doomsday clock announcement made Thursday, today, in Washington, D.C. So as you can see, pretty much this is an annual thing as well. So that lets you know this man had been looking over his shoulder for all this time. Despite this man being in power, his military might, this nigga face on the money. These plethora of things to show that this man is in power. Every year he coming out with a doomsday clock. Why? Because it is literally a countdown to this man's destruction. Which is not all about how many seconds on the clock. It ain't got nothing to do with that. It just shows that the words of Yahweh Shema Shai stands, man. So matter of fact, that was pretty much on the article. It's the same thing. We here, everything has reached its perfection. Things are being made clear and obvious what the scripture has been saying, and it's now being made known and obvious that this is the time the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai is going to pour forth his wrath. So this is the book of Habakkuk 2, verse 3. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time. See, so these prophecies, it was a appointed time where these things was going to actually play out. But when? It says, but at the end it shall speak. See, at the end. And how we know we're at the end? Because the prophecies are speaking. They're being made manifest. It's being clear and obvious what the scriptures are saying nowadays. Or it tells you that in the book of 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter. We shall well understand when we see these plethora of events taking place throughout the planet Earth. We're gonna well understand the time that we're in by seeing the events taking place throughout the planet Earth. And this is one of it. This is part of it. This is an actual event. It's an annual event. The revealing of the doomsday clock. How many seconds on there this year? despite the things that's taking place. Is they gonna move it up? They're gonna bring it down, But it's just showing you we at the end, and it's speaking. It's 100 seconds to midnight, and it just shows the sense of urgency that has to be that you got to have pretty much be equipped with in this time, because these things are gonna come suddenly. It says, but at the end it shall speak and not lie, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. See, so these things are surely coming. Just going back, this is a certain time period where the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai is going to bring forth these things, and let's get that. And as you can see, the so-called white man himself is acknowledging, that he actually got to entertain the idea of him being overthrown. This nigga is in power. He got the technology. He got the military might, the power, the influence. He's still looking over his shoulder, man. So we very well much in that time. Ecclesiastes 9, verse 12. For a man also knoweth not his time. See? And that concerning an individual, a nigga would wake up and his plan was to go to McDonald's that morning. But he ended up getting T-boned and got put to death. He didn't plan that out. That wasn't in his intentions that day. But also that plays out on a bigger scale concerning empires, rulerships. The Babylonians, they weren't expecting to go down how they went. They went down, they got lit that night, and they was taken down that very same night. That wasn't in the plans. But they were suddenly taken. And that's what we're seeing now. These people don't even know their time. That this is the end. Even though it's a doomsday clock. And these people still going by their day. They thinking about the fucking playoffs. This trend or that trend. Or the new burger that's finna come out with McDonald's. Despite these different signs and showing them the time that we're in, they're not acknowledging it. That's why I says, as the fishes that are taken in an evil net. See, because a fish go by their day. Yeah, a fish can actually have enemies, predators. But they don't have that sense of urgency to look over their shoulder. They just go by their day. It said, and as the birds that are caught in a snare. Same thing with a bird. A bird just go by their day, man. And suddenly they are taken. Suddenly they're caught in a snare. Suddenly the fish is taken in that net. Suddenly you was in you was on they had a detour. Now you in the line for the jab. You was en route to work and you had to take a detour. Now you in line for the jab. Those type of things is about to take place. It says, so are the sons of men snared in an evil time. See, so, and that lets you know it's not where you're going to be at. Your status is in it. It's nothing corner you can do. Why? Because it's an evil time. You're not in an evil place, or it's an evil time. It's a season where evil is going to be in its climax, which is the time of Jacob's trouble. We inching up and closing to the perfection of that. We just in the beginning stages of these things. But it says, so are the sons of men snared in an evil time when it followed suddenly upon them. See? And it's creeping up. It tells you the end, watch it for you. Because it's an actual appointed day. The money gonna crash. The Lord got the proverbial calendar that is a date circled on that proverbial calendar. The where the money gonna crash. It's a certain date. The martial law is actually gonna be declared. Certain day is a certain day that these certain players and persons are gonna actually activate in its perfection, man. Oh, matter of fact, let's get this in the book of Revelation 9th chapter, because it's an actual certain day that the destruction of America is going to actually happen. You know, this is Revelation 9, verse 15. And the four angels were loose, which were prepared for an hour, and a day, and a month, and a year, for to slay the third part of man. See? And we inching up closer and closer to this. And Esau himself knowing that why it's 100 seconds to midnight. And you see, the people that have been anticipating it, you know, I already knew that it wasn't gonna be. They were gonna move it up. Now it's 130 seconds to midnight. It's 2 minutes once again to midnight. No, seeing these events that take place upon the planet Earth, we inching closer and closer to the end of the so-called white man as a whole. Really, man. You know, but you can see the slaying of the third part of men, which is the Edomites, the sons of perdition. You know, the third part of men is a certain day that they're actually going to be destroyed. You know, but that's the climax, that's the build up to it. But the steps to that, martial law, these different draconian laws being passed, that thing being implemented. You know, these are the signs that show us that we are at the end, and that this man ultimately is at his end. And just going back to that clock, that 100 seconds to midnight, that shows that he himself acknowledging, you know, that he had but a short time. Revelation 12 and 12, which, you know, the prophets contributed to that, because the prophets really let him know that, you know, he's going down. Yeah, I mean, and he's doing everything to prevent that, and every move he's making is contributing to what we've been saying the whole time, man. So that's why that wrath is going to be towards us. So this is the book of Revelation 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. And that's concerning the elect. It says, woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath. Why? Because he knoweth that he have but a short time. So the devil himself know that he have but a short time, man. That's why you actually have a doomsday clock. Why would you even play around like that? Why? Because this man is actually fulfilling biblical prophecy. Like I said, it ain't all about the 100 seconds. It just shows you the sense of urgency and how close we is to the downfall of this man. So yeah, I just hope that we're edifying. I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Ba'asham Ruach. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. I'd like to say shalom to the elect that teach the word in all true faith and sincerity. DTA, abide. Soon, very soon.